Alex, you've had a couple of days to reflect now. What stands out to you about this season, especially just the way you guys surged through January and part of February only to have March happen?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs. I think it sucks to think if maybe we started the season off better or whatever, or ended the season better. What we're in. I think it's impressive for our group to you know be able to battle back, get back in the picture, and then obviously disappointing to basically throw it away and give it back. So overall, a lot of things to learn from this year, and just come back next year ready to go. From game one, need to be better, more consistent as a team, and I think same thing as last year. It's frustrating to be close and not make it in. So we got to make the step. Next year's that time.
And Todd's talked a lot about the team needing to be mentally firmer or not being caught sulking when the opponent scores. How do you learn that as a team?
Yeah, I think it's confidence within the group. I think during that stretch in January, we were confident we were going to be able to get it back. We went down, 2 goals in games like that, and we're able to come back. And I think when things don't go well, it's easy to sulk and not be as confident. But that's something we can't let go. I think we have the players in that room to score goals and get back in games and be difference makers. So I think that's just in our room, and on us to really not let adversity really bring us down. And I think we did good of handling adversity sometimes this year, and not so good other times, obviously. So I think it's something that happens over time, and confidence within the group, and yeah.
You personally, Alex, do you think this was? Do you think this is one of your better pro seasons? Just the stuff all over the ice. Were you pretty happy with the way things went?
Yeah, I think overall, I think every year my game improves, and looking to take that next step. I think my defensive game was better this year. I think I think I got back to being more aggressive in the O zone and forechecking better, and taking steps in that part of my game as well. So overall, a good season, I guess. Just frustrating. I think everyone in that room can obviously do more, including myself, and we gotta. It's we just can't make excuses anymore. I think it's time, and time to take that next step, and be a competitor, and I think we just have to do it.
How about when Todd came in? How big of a difference did Todd make for the team?
I think he commands the room. He gives you all the tools to succeed in each game, and he prepares us for what's coming. And I think I think overall as a team, when a coach gets fired, it's kind of a wake-up call, and it's not always on the coach, it's on the players, and you take a look in the mirror and say, I guess it's more our fault than his. We're out there, we're the ones performing, and I think we took that, and obviously weren't happy with the way our season was going, so to come back and change that tune a little bit was nice. And I think March is probably a month we want to forget about and throw away, and next year we have to be better.
If they contacted you about Worlds, and would you consider it or something?
Yeah, I'd consider it. Been dealing with some stuff, so gonna get that checked out and see where it takes us.
What is it like for you to watch Dylan as the captain during this kind of difficult time in the franchise's history, and the kind of burden that he has to carry as during that run, I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think, everyone wants to make the playoffs. Everyone wants to be a contender, and for him being here so long, he's seen it all, and I think he's probably dying to get back in the playoffs, and I know he is. I know he's doing everything he can to get there, and yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think we're all battling for the same thing. We're all pulling the rope together, and sometimes I think it just gets away from us. So I think as a group, we can all be leaders in our own way, and take that and make sure we're in, and help him out a little bit. I think this has been probably not the way he envisioned it going when he came into the league, and I mean, I think we gotta find a way out together.
Yeah, Alex, there were several players whose games went up to another level when Todd got here. Obviously made a difference there. How much do you think having him here for the summer and for a full season, how much do you think that can help?
Yeah, I think it's a big difference. I've been through a couple coaching changes mid-season, and I think when you're able to get that full training camp, he gets to implement his systems, and I think we just get to have the message right from day one. I think it's a big difference. I think it will be good for us to get that training camp with him under our belts, and obviously we're comfortable with him now. We know what to expect, and there's going to be no surprises come September, and I think we're all excited for it.
Kat, is there any positive power to frustration, how that can drive you guys going into the summer and then starting off next season?
Yeah, I think I think everyone's frustrated with how the year went, and I think that you can use it as motivation for your summer training on and off the ice, and I think come back with a little more grit and attitude to get this thing right, and I think we had it last year. Coming into the season, things didn't go our way, and we maybe lost that a little bit, and it came back halfway through the season. So I think this year we can definitely harness that frustration and put it into a positive impact on the ice, and I don't think anyone's happy ending the season mid-April. Everyone wants to play past that, and I think that's what we're looking to do next year.
Alex, what were the biggest areas you saw Marco grow from where he was in training camp with you guys to obviously where you leave off now?
Yeah, I think he's a great player. I think in this league it takes a little bit to, get your confidence, figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I think, he probably figured that out a little quicker than a lot of guys. And he was great for us. I think the way he competes, he's always in on the forecheck. He's hitting guys. He doesn't back down to anything. And, obviously, 19 goals is, pretty tough to do in your rookie season. And I think he was great for us. I think he's a very skilled player. And like I said, he plays with that edge that, not everyone has. So it's fun to play with him. And, I think he's only going to get better.
Alex, the power play was obviously a pretty big asset for you guys all year long. What did you like most about the way that unit operated this year? And then, most importantly, are you going to be locking in for the Pistons game tonight?
Yeah, I'll probably watch the Pistons game. I think it's fun to watch playoff sports. I think and what they were last year to what they are this year is obviously a big turn. So fun to see them back in there. But the power play, yeah, I think we just have 5 different threats, a lot of different plays we can run, and I think what really a big part of our success is having Larks in that bumper. He's so good in there, and you see the best power plays in the league. Usually they have a good bumper guy and able to move the puck through him, and I think that really helps our power play, and I think that's a huge spot that not everyone can play. So I think he's very effective in there, and obviously we have some world-class players on the flanks, and Mo shot up top, and the way he can move the puck. I think we just have a lot of different threats that really kind of keep the PK guessing of what we're going to do. And I think we obviously get into some lulls throughout the season and get a little stagnant, but I think when we're moving and hunting down pucks after we shoot it and get pucks back, I think we're pretty elite. So it was fun to play with those guys this year, and I'm hoping to build on that.
You mentioned the players on the flanks, Kane obviously being one of them. I assume you'll be lobbying for him to return for another year here.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think the start of the year probably didn't go the way he wanted or expected, and I think I kind of figured he'd get out of it eventually, and he did, obviously. So he's an elite player. He moves the puck so well. Obviously one of my best friends, so definitely lobbying for him to come back. But not only that, I think he's a huge part to our team, and really changes the dynamic of our forwards, and can create plays at any moment. So definitely hoping to have him back.
It seemed like he almost found you a couple times Thursday for the 40th, right? I mean, did you get a clear look at all, any chance, or?
Yeah, I think I missed the net on a couple of them. I think he was definitely looking for me and Marco. I think that's kind of his game more is pass than shoot, but obviously a shooting threat as well. But I think he was looking for it, and
Were you on the ice for the empty net too? I think you weren't you? Or
I was for part of it, not the last 40, 50 seconds. I was pretty tired. I didn't stay out there too long. So, I think he's a guy who wants to see those accomplishments, and he was feeding me, but just couldn't get it done.